Alright, welcome everybody to Friday Night Magic from Heroes Welcome in Menominee, Wisconsin. I'm Bob Brostrom. Joining me as always is Brent Stearns.
Brent, the Stearns, Ulysses.
Brent Ulysses Stearns, yes.
Nope.
Alright, so looks like we have some Gift Storm versus Bridgevine. So I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this one. But which one do you want to be on? Which side do you want to be on here?
Storm.
Not even with Bridgevine. I think this is the deck you want to play.
It's a good deck, but if we're going to go with two uninteractive decks...
You want the one that can kill on turn 3?
Yes.
I mean, I feel like this deck could... What's the clock? Like, what's the earliest this deck can kill?
I mean, Bridgevine, it could probably do a turn 3 kill. I'm not too familiar with it.
A ridiculous amount of milling 3 Vegevines, probably.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like turn 1, what is that? Stitcher's Supplier.
Yep.
Into 3 Vegevines.
Yep.
And then
or like 2 Vengevines and a Bridge from below. And
that seems pretty good.
Then like...
Alright, so we have a... Oh, this... Alright, so we have a...
Insolent Neonate.
Insolent Neonate,
yep.
Yes. Okay.
Sacking discarding the bridge and he gets a zombie. That's pretty good.
The synergy in this deck is just great.
Yeah.
Alright, so Noah with no cantrip on
I was just going to mention that is... Either means his hand is really good or really bad.
Most likely he's going to have one of those mana reducers on turn 2 here.
Yeah.
I don't imagine he would keep the hand otherwise. Alright, so untapped here. I think it did say Baral on his hand here. Yep. There is Baral, Chief of Compliance.
That's where he wants to be on turn 2 against the non-interactive decks. Depending on how many brawls, sometimes even the interactive decks, you just want to get the removal of the hand.
I don't think they play a lot of removal.
Again,
I'm not super familiar with the deck list, but I don't feel like that's something they do.
I don't think they play any fatal pushes main deck, and they might play a very minimal lightning bolts, if any.
Alright, I do see a Past in Flames in Noah's hand here. Past in Flames, a Grape Shot, and I'm not sure of the other cards here. Don't see a Gifts Ungiven. That'd be the card he'd really be looking for at this point.
Yeah. Gifts is definitely what makes this deck.
Or some now the Rituals, Metamorphoses, just some way to kind of get the... So he did draw a Remand. I can't see quite the top of his hand. Oh, he does have Metamorphose. So it's Metamorphose, Remand, Grape Shot, Past in Flames, Polluted Delta.
Ooh.
So do you fire off a Metamorphose here, just kind of for value? Like,
yeah.
I've been watching the replays of SCG Baltimore, and one of the things they mentioned was John Finkel said that one thing a lot of people don't do is fire off the Metamorphoses just to see what happens.
Right.
People kind of save them. I would think you kind of want to save those anyways, but I mean, it's John Finkel, so he probably knows what he's talking about.
Well, right here with Noah's hand, if he draws a Gifts with this, with the Metamorphose, if he would have played it, then I think he would have been good as gold.
Alright, so zombies everywhere. Return to Vengevine here. Looks like he is going to remand the Gravecrawler? Okay, I see what he did there. Vengevine will still come into play, but he's going to remand it.
I think he basically did it so he could do some
so he gets a
draw card and he gets to live with Brawl.
Yep, he gets a Baral trigger. I think that was the Gifts Ungiven. They drew the Jace's...
Oh.
Whatever, Jace's catalog thing, whatever.
Spellbook.
Spellbook. He did hit that gift, so now, I mean...
I believe it's a foiled one, too.
Does have an opt. So it's all about if he can survive this turn here. So it's 4, 5, 7, 9. That's the thing about Storm, though. You can get pretty low without, I mean...
Your life
you can be
is,
at 1 life and still kill it.
As long as you're not at 0, you're still in the game.
Yeah, doesn't want to risk any shenanigans here. I mean, that Baral could block, but don't want to risk something stupid, you know?
Right.
It's probably going to fire off an opt here. Yep. I think it's a sleight of hand. Yep. I probably would have bought him the sleight of hand there, though. I think he's just looking for... the ritual's right there anyways. I feel like you're just looking for rituals at this point.
Pretty much just mana at this point.
Because he can cast that dark ritual, and then... or the pyretic ritual, basically dark ritual.
Right.
And then turn it into blue with the Manamorphose.
Yep.
And then cast that Gifts Ungiven, and the rest is kind of just...
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like he's going to win this turn.
He probably is. He's got everything out. I think he has everything he needs in hand.
Yep. He has a Pass and Flames in hand, so we can even just go for another value card.
Yeah.
Probably a Noxious Revival or something like that.
Mm.
Like I would. This is me. I would go get Pyretic Ritual, Desperate Ritual, Noxious Revival, Manamorphose, because he already has the Pass and Flames in hand.
Yeah. Doesn't matter really what he gives him. He
Yep.
has the Pass to Flames in hand.
Yep. And he's just whatever he gives him. You know, he can get that Noxious Revival, flash it, give it the flashback either way, draw more cards. There's some number of blue in the pool. I think 2.
Yeah, it's hard to see with this dice.
I like the green mana. In case he wants to cast the Noxious Revival.
Sometimes you just want to hardcast Noxious Revival.
Where's the black? He could make black with Manamorphose
He
here.
could.
Alright, still with that Gifts Ungiven though to another land. So Blue's hand is Gifts Ungiven, Grape Shot, Past in Flames. Seems like some good cards.
I think so.
Kyle sitting there as all these Storm opponents do and just watching your opponent, hoping they fizzle.
Yep.
That's the thing about this gift deck though, is it's really hard to fizzle once you resolve the Gifts Ungiven.
Yeah.
Whereas like the Pyromancer Ascension version, the older versions, you could go for a while and then just not do anything.
Mm-hmm.
I just drew 15 cards and you're still
go.
alive.
Yeah. Usually in the Storm deck, if they have a mana reducer out, 3 mana floating, and play a Gifts, it's pretty much deterministic after that.
So it's like he was reaching for that Noxious Revival, but he may go for something else. I mean, he could possibly go for a remit. Try to, kind of up the Storm count that way.
Fun interaction is casting Grape Shot, remanding the original Grape Shot.
Mm-hmm.
The Storm triggers still happen, and now you have the Grape Shot back in your hand.
And you put it on the stack again and
Yep.
go full out here. So he does have the 3 we know about. I mean, the 3 he was going to go for. He's just kind of looking for that 4th card. Usually you'd go for Past in Flames here. Looks like he might anyways, just because, I mean, why not, just in case? Here.
He has everything. It doesn't.
I think he is playing 2 different copies of Past in Flames now, which makes me a little sad.
Well, sometimes
Now,
you just
all
gotta
those
use
Gifts Ungivens better be that art, or else we're going to have to talk to Noah after the game.
the foiled spellbook.
How much do you think those are? Like $40?
I think they're probably $20 to $40.
Alright, so splitting those in the graveyard.
Just
I
give
think,
them the rituals.
I guess there's merit to, like, Kyle doesn't know that Past in Flames is in his hand, so he wants, he's kind of saying, I want these rituals anyways, That's the hard part. Like, you need to just hire, like, a small child to just manage
It
your
always
dice
just
here.
does your mana for you. So Storm is actually really fun to play on Magic Online.
It does everything for you.
Yeah, it tracks your mana. There's a little handy little Storm counter on the side.
I mean, it is possible I was wrong. He did flashback the Past in Flames from the graveyard, so it's possible I was wrong that it was not a Past in Flames in his hand, but I thought it was.
It looks like the original Innistrad Past in Flames, but
Okay, yeah.
either
And
way.
Kyle's seen enough here.
Yeah.
Not going to make him play through. Once you resolve that flashback, I mean, you're going to
Yeah.
rituals, and
Yep.
the rest is kind of just semantics at this
Yep.
point. Alright, so Bridgevine typically plays 3 to 4 copies of Leyline of the Void.
Yeah, he definitely. If they have ley lines, those are definitely coming in. If he has any spot removal, if he has any fatal pushes or lightning bolts, those are coming in.
Noah most likely going to be bringing in the pieces of the puzzle.
Yeah, those are
really good when you can't, have your graveyard. So
Right.
You're just kind of trying to play
Those-
kind of a fair game, I guess, kind of.
those fuel your hand without the use of your graveyard, pretty much.
See, now Empty the Warrens here. Probably not going to be that good. Because, Kyle can make a ridiculous amount of zombies.
Yeah.
I mean,
Kyle's
Noah can make
zombies are-
more. But, I mean, if you're... say he makes 15 tutus and Noah makes 26 1/1s. I mean, it's not
There's-
a very good fight.
No, it's never a good fight. Plus,
The amount of goblins that he would have to make would just mean you'd be better off grape shotting him anyways.
yeah, I don't think Goblin or Empty the Warrens is where you want to go in this game.
It is going to be really hard without the graveyard, though. Like, I would bring in probably as many bounce spells as I could to try to get rid of that ley line.
The Echoing Truce, the
Wipeaways,
if he has them.
Now, do you think, obviously we don't know if 100% if it's in Noah Miller's sideboard, but it is played in the Storm sideboard as a card like Giga Draws. Is that worth bringing in? Just kind of buy yourself a turn even?
Yeah.
I mean, typically you use it for like your control matchups.
Right. It's usually for your control matchups, so you can tap down your opponent so they don't have any action, don't have any counters or anything for your turn. I don't think this is the match where you'd want it.
It's just a little too cute. You'd probably be cutting too many good cards.
Yeah, it's basically a time walk in which you're discarding a card for Kyle to not do anything to the turn, maybe. It's too cute. I don't think it'd be a good card in this matchup.
Okay. Well, let's see what Noah thinks here. Looking through the sideboard, I did see at least 2 copies in the gate. I saw the pieces of the puzzle. I saw a Peer Through Depths, some Blood Moons. So a little bit non-traditional sideboard. Blood Moon was a card that Storm was playing for a long time. I don't think they really play it anymore. I'm sure there are versions that do, because you can get it out on turn 2.
So John Finkel played the Blood Moon version, but Caleb Schur, who is known for Storm as well, he still is not on the Blood Moon version.
I mean, I understand it, because you can kind of steal a game sometimes on turn 2, and it buys you such a long time.
The reason why Caleb doesn't do it is, with all the scries you do in this deck, with no fetch lands, you put cards on the bottom of your library, and now you don't have to ever see them again.
Alright, so same play here. A little bit lower, though. See if he has that Neonate on one, or he has a Stitcher Supplier. Ooh, a Greater
Gargadon.
Gargamel.
Gargamesh.
Not a card we've seen for a long, long time, but definitely very powerful. Pull it up here for you guys. So Greater Gargadon, 10 mana, 9/7. Not really going to be casting him.
No, he's never going to cast a first mana cost.
Suspends for 1 red, has 10 time counters on it. You can sacrifice an artifact, creature, or land to remove a time counter, and then you also remove one at the beginning of the upkeep.
Yep.
And then he has haste. Not a thing. Like, suspend is not a mechanic that's used very often outside of like Ancestral Vision or Search for Tomorrow. But the creature,
or Riftbolt,
yes,
which happens to be all non-creature spells.
The creature will have haste when it comes into play here. So typically you're going to use this to save your bridges. So they're going to attack, they're going to block whatever creature they're blocking. You sack to the Gargadon so that their creatures don't die, is one of the interactions. Another way is with your Vengevines, you can just sack, or Bloodghast, you can just sack them to it, keep recurring them, getting more and more zombies.
Yeah, I was watching a game where a guy, I think, had 2 or 3 Bridge from blows, and he just kept sacking, like in this situation, just kept sacking Gravecrawlers, pay 1, put a Gravecrawler in place, sack it, get 2 zombies.
So no
won that game.
No Bridge from the Lows yet, though.
No.
For Kyle. And there was no Leyline. So that's very good for Noah.
Yeah.
Very, very good for Noah. I think they both kept 7, though. So, I mean, Kyle's got to have good cards in his hand.
And just because you have Leyline in your deck, you don't, even though it's good, you don't want to mulligan to Oblivion just to
do you feel like there are matchups where you do, or is that just you never really want to do that?
If you have a decent hand, no matter what the matchup is, I'm pretty sure you don't have to mulligan too aggressively.
Yep, here he is. This is much better with a bridge, but he's just
still
kind of, I think
pretty
he's just
good.
going to kind of punch him in the mouth with a Gargadon.
He just wants to get that threat into play as fast as he can.
Yep.
Obviously, it would have been better with a bridge in there, but you take what you get.
Because that would have been 3 zombies at this point.
I believe so. Or
2 zombies.
Probably 2 zombies.
Yep.
But now it's another land, so it would be. You could do it for. It would have been a 3rd zombie.
So that'd be 3 less counters on the, if you wanted to, the Gargadon here too.
Right.
I think that's kind of the play here, is just get that Gargadon into play and keep hitting it for 9. I think it's down to 5 right now.
Holy smokes! Yeah, that's what he's doing. Is just
We might get to see a greater Gargadon punch someone in the mouth.
could be as early as next turn.
Alright. Okay, so that sleight of hand here and an opt. So now Noah is playing fetch lands here. So probably is on the John Finkel version.
Yeah. Which
I really enjoyed the deck. Like I was a little hesitant. It's probably the first deck outside of like Affinity or like, you know, decks that don't really need the fetch lands that I have not played a fetch land in my deck. But it felt great. The mana felt perfect.
the mana is really good in this deck. The Spire Bluff Canals, it's still
so
fairly
good.
new,
So good.
is just amazing in this deck.
Now, what I find funny about them is I was actually thinking about picking up another set of Spire Buff Canals. So like they're in standard, they're probably pretty cheap. Like everyone else is like $3, $2. Those are like 6.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Wow.
Just because of decks like this though, like
Right.
anything that's played in Modern, like you're playing 4 of them. You're not going to splash them. Like we'll see Botanical Sanctum as like a 1 over a 2. Concealed Courtyard, we'll see a lot of play in some of the decks. Inspiring Vantage and Burn, but not like a full set usually.
Right.
I remember the other one. Oh, the black green blossoming something blossom. I don't know. The green black one. Sometimes saw some play in Abzan when it was played.
Abzan or John or
Yep.
just The Rock, green black.
The Rock. Good movie. Good movie.
I've
Good
seen it.
wrestler.
Yeah, I've seen him. He's okay. Still haven't smelled what he's cooking yet, though.
I don't think he cooks anymore, so you're okay.
Ah, dang.
Alright, so that Gargadon. Noxious Revival for a...
Well, I think he was
What's going on
discarding
here?
the hand size.
Okay, alright. I was like, what? Noxious Rivaling for an opt.
I believe he was, yeah.
Seems
No.
sub-optimal.
Mm-hmm. So, I believe he was searching for lands, couldn't find it, had 8 cards in hand, and had to discard. It's not looking too good for Noah if he has to go to the discard plan.
Yeah. Has a lot of rituals. I think he has a Past in Flames in hand, and a Grape Shot, and a Gifts. Just needs kind of that 3rd land or that mana reducer.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely a keepable hand though. Like the cards that he's had, like he just hasn't. I mean, he's had a look at 4 cards potentially here.
Yeah.
That is the thing. That is the kind of the price for fetch lands, though. I mean, you got to think like you're taking a land out of your deck that you could have drawn, which
Yep.
sometimes is good and sometimes is bad.
Right.
Here we go. More shenanigans. Repeal the. Grave Crawler.
Oh! Now he can't cast the, well, I guess he can just cast the one in hand, but he can't cast the one in the graveyard
Mhm.
yet.
Kind of puts him off of mana here. And it lets Noah draw a card. Which is
That's
the
pretty
most
much, I
important part.
think,
He
all I
draw a
cared.
land
He did
here,
draw
so-
land, yeah. I think that was more than
I think the
what
land
it
is
do
all
was-
he needs at this point. I mean, obviously the mana reducer is going to make it easier, but... Ooh, that Gargadon down to 1.
Oh, boy.
He did already attack, though.
Yep.
So, next turn, we get to see a giant 9/7 woolly mammoth. Actually, this turn even.
Okay.
Alright.
That's a big scary
He's got a
threat.
turn here. Drew the mana reducer.
Yeah, drew the
Now,
Goblin Electromancer.
I think if he were to have a Manamorphose, he could do this, but without the Manamorphose, I don't know that he can kill him. I don't think he can, because he can play the Electromancer, ritual, but he has no way to make the blue for the
Yes.
Gifts Ungiven.
He needs the blue.
I'm going to go to a virtual 1 here. Oh, he's even getting the... Wow, okay.
Well, he has to go for it this turn. He was at 11, so he was dead next turn either way.
I just don't know that he can go for it. Unless I mean, it's possible I'm missing something in his hand. If he had a Manamorphose, I feel like he could win this turn.
getting his cards, getting his.
All right, so he may have something we didn't see here, so we will see what happens.
Storm's at 1.
Yeah, because he has 3 rituals: a grape shot, a pass in the flames, and a gifts.
Kyle is at 13. So if he can cast enough rituals, grape shot him, pass to flames, play more rituals, grape shot him.
I guess that is in the realm of possibility. I didn't realize he was so low, so that is in the realm of possibilities here.
A Storm 3.
Still really needs blue mana though. He does have the Noxious Revival though for another storm count.
Oh,
I don't still doesn't have a way to draw a card though.
That's 4.
Pass in Flames would be 5. Ritual.
Well, if he can grape shot him now for 5 damage. Okay,
I think he does need to grape shot him and then flashback to the grape shot.
Right.
I think he does have it. We'll see if he sees it here.
He just played the Pass to Flames though. He didn't play the grape shot, so we'll see if he can get up there.
Did he just flashback the Pass in Flames? Don't know that he sees your line here. Yeah, I think he needed to cast the grape shot and then give it flashback and cast it again. I think he would have killed him. I don't think he can do it otherwise here. A lot of lines here, though. A lot of stuff to see. So, definitely don't fault him for not seeing that line here. But he's going to clear the board, so... It's kind of rough because I think he cast and flashback to the...
To add to the storm count? Yeah. And now he's going to Noxious Survival, putting the grape shot back on top of his library. Yep. All right.
So he got... he's still alive, so it definitely worked here.
Definitely gave him a few more turns.
Yep. This is a new deck for Noah, too. I've never seen him play it before, so there are a lot of little lines.
Right.
I didn't see that. Obviously, you know the deck a little better and watch it. But I'm pretty sure that would have killed him.
That's okay, yeah. Storm is not the easiest deck to pilot.
No, most definitely not.
A lot of times it looks linear, but there's some, like you said, there's sometimes just choices you have to make.
Yep.
So Noah's down to 4, so he has 2 turns left.
Yep. He can gifts this turn.
Yep.
Kind of set up that gifts pile, and then next turn go for it here. Now, he wants to kind of dodge like a second Bloodghast here would be pretty bad.
Yeah, doesn't look like Kyle has it though.
So he's going to be able to gift at the end of the turn here. Let's see what he can do. Okay. Sack and scry here. Oh, okay. I thought he played that from his hand. I was like, why didn't he just kill him? But he brought it back from the graveyard.
Right, yeah. It has landfall.
He does have a ley line in his hand. Not quite as good in the 8th card you've drawn.
Looks like Noah did not cast Gifts Ungiven at the end of turn. I believe he just drew his card.
Okay. Think he drew a second Gifts Ungiven?
I see Gifts, the Grape Shot we know about. I'm not sure what that 3rd card is.
Yep. I like the art on that Gifts a lot.
I do too.
You should get him, Brent.
Yeah.
Oh, he has at least 2 copies of it. Oh, and I saw a third one.
Oh boy.
If you're going to do it, you got to go all out.
Oh yeah. Though we still.
I know his humans deck. His humans deck is almost all foil. So.
But we did see the 2 different Past in Flames game 1. So.
That's fair. We do have some old ones, or we do have some of the new ones. So you could probably trade him.
You can talk to him after this match.
I like the old art myself. I do prefer the New Art Grape Shot, though. It looks very Resident Evil to me.
Oh, the one that he's using?
Yes.
With the guy with the ball?
Yep. Reminds me of like Resident Evil 6. The cool one's, I mean, the old one's kind of cool though because it is like a shooting like.
It actually looks like he's shooting the grape shots.
There's some sort of discussion as far as what was cast here, what's missing, kind of thing here.
Okay, I think.
That's why I was confused because it doesn't
Right.
get exiled. It's not like a Yawgmoth's Will or something.
Right.
Because I was wondering why he would play it and flashback it.
Yeah. To add, I was thinking to add to the storm, and it just seemed really weird. So he was still in the graveyard. They just both missed it until.
Shouldn't the
until
grape
now.
shot still be in the graveyard then?
No, he Noxus survivaled it to the top of his
Okay,
library.
alright, that's right.
Then
Okay.
he drew it the next turn.
Yep. Okay. So I think had he gifts at the end of turn, I think he would have killed him here.
Absolutely. So I believe this is a main phase.
Yep.
Gifts.
Looks like we have another gifts, 2 lands, and a Manamorphose. Oh no, the snow-covered island.
Oh
Or an
boy!
island in general, but getting the 2 fetch lands. So this is the nice part about playing those other lands is you can kind of do it that way.
Kind of. It's still. He plays a fetch land, and now he's just dead on board.
Yes.
We see Noah's third hand coming in from out of nowhere.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think he.
Realizes the writing on the wall.
Yep.
So I think what his plan was is to block.
Yep.
And then it would have put him at 1, but now the fetch land would put him at 1 anyways.
Yep.
So we're going on to game 3. Hey, you know what we forget to do all the time?
Hey, we have these match win things.
Yeah. Oh. So he won the first one.
Yeah.
Kyle won the second one.
Look at us. Bunch of professionals.
We
right?
are pros if you can't tell.
We're professional at being professional.
We're professional at being nothing.
It's a nice suit you're wearing tonight, Brent.
Thank you. It's
Pink.
pink. Like a salmon.
I always wanted to do that. Like, film something and then you're wearing like a nice suit coat and tie, but then you're wearing like shorts and flip-flops underneath because they can't see the
Right.
lower half.
You just need to look good for the ones that they can see.
Yep.
So Noah will be on the play this time.
Alright, so...
Looks like he brought in bolts.
They did the passing. Oh, and a mulligan from Kyle here. Okay. Alright, so Kyle's drawing 6 here. Well, he's going to keep it, so he scries to the top. Oh, and he does have the ley line.
Oh boy. This is hard mode for Noah Miller.
Not impossible, but definitely not going to be easy. Changes up your gifts piles a lot. Alright, so he has that Serum Vision Zone 1. Blood Crypt Into another Greater Gargadon. Spire Bluff Canal the draw here. Noah looking a little discouraged with that ley line in play here.
Definitely makes things a lot harder.
Alright. Blood Gast. Gas. Oh, wrong kind of gas.
Blood gasp.
Blood Gasp.
Blood cast plus Greater Gargadon plus Fetchland is also a pseudo combo.
Mm-hmm. You can get 2 triggers off of it. This is the moment when you're the Storm player, you're just like, how do I win this game? But Storm is one of those decks that kind of just hands you the cards that you need.
Right. So we saw he had the 1 bounce spell game 2.
Mm-hmm.
See if he has. Wondering if he has brought in any more.
Alright, down to 15 here with the attack. And the sack. And bring it back. Come on, Kyle. Different blood grips.
Wow, that's deep. Pretty soon he can have 3 different blood
He
crypts.
can, and people will, and it will bother me. My hope, though, is with these reprints that it'll drive the price down of the original Shockland.
Oh, okay.
Then I can buy them.
Or it'll just bring the price even up higher.
It will, because people want those.
Right.
Don't crush my dreams, man.
I'm sorry. Oh, good. Cool. Thoughtseize.
2 Manamorphose, a Lightning Bolt, a Grape Shot, a Desperate Ritual, and a Past in Flames. I'm probably just taking the Grape Shot here.
Probably. The Past in Flames is doing nothing.
Yeah.
Lightning Bolt is.
I mean, there's an
mediocre.
argument to being worried about the Past in Flames if they do draw a bounce spell. But yeah, like, I'm probably just taking the Grape Shot. Yeah, Lightning Bolt doesn't really matter with a Blood Ghast. Ritual I don't think matters because I need to play 8 of them. I think it's between Grape Shot and Past in Flames here.
So Grape Shot's not really doing anything now. The Leyline of the Void has it.
I feel like
check.
the only chance that he's going to have here is by chaining a number of spells together
Right.
and casting that Grape Shot. So I think the Grape Shot's the card to take. Yep, and he does take the Grape Shot here. Into a Viscera Seer. Draws that other ritual. I feel like, especially with Kyle at 14 here, like there's definitely merit to taking that Grape Shot.
Right. This might be the. Just gonna start cantripping with my.
Yep, 2 blue it looks like here.
Manamorphose.
Yep, and he is going to try to go for it here, so definitely a good call. Drew a Baral. Cast the Baral. Okay, so there we go. Good, definitely good set of draws there.
Yeah. There's a ritual, and I believe the other Manamorphose in hand, so.
He has 2 rituals.
It's 2 rituals, okay. So.
A card like Gifts Ungiven, I mean, that wouldn't be great, but I mean, you can definitely get 2 of the 4 cards you search for.
Right. You have to be very picky what you get, though.
Yeah, you have to figure, like, I could lose 2 of these cards. Am I okay with any of these cards being exiled?
Right.
And there's the sack.
Leyline of the Void is not symmetrical. It only affects the opponent.
I think that's what makes the card so powerful. is the fact that it is like you were playing a graveyard-based deck, and you are bringing in a card that hoses your opponent's graveyard.
Right.
It just shows the power
But
level.
it
of that
does
card.
nothing to your graveyard.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like Rest in Peace. I mean, you see a lot of control decks playing Snapcaster Mage, bringing in Rest in Peace, and it hurt that. I mean, obviously it's a 2-mana enchantment compared to like your 4-mana or free.
Right.
And nothing worse though than drawing that Leyline and like your turn 1 draw.
What's great with Leyline in this deck and what was the other deck? The Hollow One deck, is that it's a free card to throw away with Faithless Looting.
100%.
It's like, so even if you do draw it late game, it's like, well, my Faithless Looting now has free discard outlets.
Alright, Stormflare is going to go for it here. I think that Gargadon's coming down here, so you kind of got to try here.
Do another Brawl.
Just passes the turn. Gargadon at 5, I believe. Must be talking and laughing about the Leyline.
Yep.
Definitely a rough one. We did talk about it before the other game, though, that Leyline would be tough for him.
Yeah. It's not 100% game winning, but I think right now it is.
Yep. Yeah, we're going to bolt here. He's going to sack it. Bring it back. Gargadon, I think, is at 2 or 3 here. So definitely could be coming out this turn. You kind of have to block it, I feel like.
With the other Brawl in hand, it's a free block.
Yeah. Draws. So, nope. I mean, the thing to note here is Kyle has not had Bridge from Below in the past 2
he
games.
hasn't.
And has still been able to. I mean, that shows you the power of Greater Gargadon in
Yeah.
this deck. I mean, the amount of synergy. Like, I don't know who built this deck originally,
I have no idea.
but whoever did, I applaud them because the synergy in this deck is great.
Well, you would think.
The way
It's
that
so
everything
random,
plays together. They're just like a random pile of cards.
but they all work together.
Yes.
Like Greater Gargadon, if I were to
Like,
build
who's-
this
yeah.
deck, I never would have thought of this card.
Who's sitting there going, all right, if I play Walking Ballista and this and this, these cards are really good together. Yep. So there it does block. It does take 4 though from the Bridgevine. It goes to 7.
Go down to
And
6
down
with
to
that
6. So this is the turn. It's been a pretty good game though.
Yeah. Despite
Much more interactive than I thought it would be.
Despite that Leyline messing with Noah.
Alright, and the draw step was a
Thing in the Ice.
Ooh, spicy.
So Caleb Schur has been playing 2 Thing in the Ice in the sideboard of Storm lately, and it has been doing work. And I honestly forgot about it, but against the deck that makes 22 zombies, just flip a Thing in the Ice, they're all just gone.
It seems pretty good. Also bouncing that Greater Gargadon seems pretty good.
Bouncing the Greater Gargadon.
I don't know that he can flip that
I
thing
mean,
in the
I think
ice,
it's a couple turns too late, but
I
would've
like that
gotten
a
it
lot.
sooner.
I might have to. I have Thing in the Ices. I've been trying to use them. I like that a lot actually. And plus, you are casting a lot of spells in the turn. So,
Right.
Yeah, it looks like Noah tried, but I mean, he's gonna try it. Okay, they are gonna play it here. So he can block.
well, yeah, he can block.
He
the
was
Greater
gonna scoop, and
Gargadon.
Kyle said, "No, don't scoop. I want to attack you. I want to block." Down 3.
That's
Oh,
easy.
the rubbins.
Come on.
The rubbins.
Guess you just take a ritual. So Noah
And drew a repeal.
drew the repeal. I was gonna say he needs a bounce spell, but even then, that's
No, he
good.
can't repeal. He could repeal the
He can
ley line right now.
repeal the ley line. Yeah, play
3,
play
just
ritual
3.
because he draws a card off of it.
Yep, 4, 5. He keeps his 1 mana up when he does
Ah,
this.
jeez.
No, this costs 1 less. How does 1 less work with X spells, Brent?
So the Ley Line of the Void would originally cost 5. It actually does only cost 4.
Okay. I wasn't
So
sure if it worked for X spells or
It
not.
does, yes. Because you announced that you're going to cast it for X equals 4,
Yeah.
so 5 total. But then Baral says, no, I'm going to make that cost 1 less.
So, had this been about 5 turns ago, maybe, but I don't know if this is going to be enough here, but it's nice to see him play it out here.
Yep.
Kind of doing the math here, seeing what he can get. I think he should have 2 mana left over then.
For cast it, he has 3 floating right now, so yeah, he would have 2.
He could potentially have.
Well, he could have 2, either blue-red.
Yeah.
Open, but.
So there we go.
You'd have to run like you have to get like running Manamorphose into. I have no idea.
Trying to think of what scenario of cards here he could draw. Oh, there's a Manamorphose.
All right.
So there's one of your cards here. Let's see.
It has to be, I think, the 4th Manamorphose.
So we're looking for another Manamorphose here.
Though actually a ritual would work.
Oh, yeah, let's say a ritual into Past in Flames here.
Yeah.
You just trying to draw perfects.
I do believe that the repeal is in the graveyard.
Through a Gifts Ungiven.
He doesn't have enough mana.
He can cast the Gifts Ungiven.
And then die.
Exactly. But he could cast the Gifts Ungiven.
He could cast it, yes.
He could also cast Past in Flames and die.
He could also cast Past in Flames and die.
He's showing him the 2 cards he can cast here.
Yep.
So, good games by both here. I believe this is going to... Yep, there's the handshake.
There we go.
So, Kyle Falkner takes it in 3 here.
Yep.
And, it looks like the round's just about over here, guys. So, we'll be back here in probably the next 10-15 minutes or so. All right, so here we are back for round number 2. We're working on getting the deck names up for you here. But we're going to see Miracles on the Left by Michael Spartz versus some Dredge from Ariel Lerner here. So it should be an interesting matchup. I feel like game 1, Dredge is probably going to run over Miracles.
Yeah.
There are some realms of like where Terminus Miracle could do some damage here, but
it definitely, since Michael is running the Terminus version, it's definitely a lot better against Dredge because they don't go back to the graveyard, which Dredge doesn't care if it's in the graveyard.
There's like a very foily Celestial Colonnade here.
That's the Buy a Box promo.
Yes. Now, I have played against Michael playing blue-white. He is very, very proficient with the deck. Actually, recently just took down that PPTQ at Claremont Comics in Eau Claire.
That's right.
I don't know exactly what he was playing. My guess would either be he was playing Coco last week. Did really well with it, or he was playing Miracles. Either way, though, he's definitely a very good player, so should be a good matchup. So search for Escanta. So if there's a card you want to play on, well, I guess technically turn 3, it's definitely that. Arid Mesa. It's a lot of cards in the graveyard, but nothing really of consequence so far for the Dredge.
Not yet. Dredge has kind of fallen out of favor recently because of decks like the Bridgevine deck and the Hollow One deck. But
there are just better things to be doing with their graveyard. I mean, not to say the deck's bad.
No.
But there's a lot of graveyard hate out right now, too.
Yeah.
And the other decks can kind of still play without their graveyard.
Right. This deck has a lot of trouble against graveyard hate.
So now here's a question I'll ask you.
Uh-oh.
We're going back to Ravnica.
That's a good place.
That's where the original Dredge mechanic was introduced.
Yep.
Do you think we'll see any Dredge cards in the new set?
They've already revealed the new mechanics for Golgari, and it's not Dredge.
We did see Convoke come back, though.
Yes.
So I feel like there could be like maybe not as a themed mechanic, but maybe do you think there'll be a card, kind of a throwback card with Dredge, or you think they're just Wizards saying, no, we're not going to, we made a mistake, we're not going to do that.
There's
a whole deck built around this mechanic.
Well, the thing is, too, is the deck around Dredge, this deck is using Dredge not how Dredge was intended to. And people just broke the mechanic. And
I mean, same with kind of the Phyrexian mana, where there was a cool novelty thing.
Right.
Like paying life for mana, but then everybody's just
realize that that's way too good. And almost all the cards are banned.
Alright, so we have a Jace the Mind Sculptor.
It's pretty good on an open board.
Yeah.
Or on a clear board, rather.
The powerful Planeswalker that was banned up until a few months ago. He kind of was, I mean, everyone was really excited about him getting unbanned. And then everyone kind of just was like, well, he's not as good, he's not as powerful, Teferi's better, blah, blah, blah. Now he's back kind of at full force next to Teferi.
Yeah, people are playing him with the Miracle cards, Terminus, sometimes.
Typically his Brainstorm ability, you don't see as much like when he was played in Standard, it was just, Fate Seal, Fate Seal, Fate Seal, Fate Seal, protect with my birds, and then now you're dead. Whereas this, you're using him kind of more as that card advantage engine.
Yeah.
With your fetch lands, you have your Field of Ruins, you have your ways to kind of reset that Brainstorm lock.
Yeah, most of the time you are not feat sealing with Jace, you're just brainstorming.
Yes. That was one mode I had not used with him very often until I started playing this deck.
What's that?
The Brainstorm.
Oh, the Brainstorm, yeah.
It was pretty much just Fate Seal. I remember playing Standard when he was printed, and I'd never played against him before, and I'm like, what makes this card so good? Like, why is this guy, like, he was $50 at the time. And then I got Fate Sealed over and over and over and drew lands for the rest of the turn, and I'm like, huh, this is why he's good.
Well, that's strange. Why can't I draw a good card?
Alright, so we do see some of the cards here, so he has hit a few of his Dredge creatures here.
Yep, he hit a Narcomoeba, which then brought back this Prized Amalgam.
Yep. So not very often do you see it cast. But it does have when a very creature entered the battlefield, if it entered from your graveyard, or you cast it from your graveyard, return Prized Amalgam from the graveyard to the battlefield, tapped at the beginning of the next end step.
And the way Narcomoeba is worded, you cast it from your graveyard without paying its mana cost, pretty much.
Yep.
Or you play it from your graveyard.
Go ahead and pull up the Narcomoeba here for you guys.
A weird Time Spiral card. originally in Time Spiral.
Future Sight, technically.
Future Sight, yeah. Narcomoeba is actually in the new Ravnica set.
Ooh,
It's been
some new
spoiled.
art.
Yes.
I prefer the original, the time-shifted one.
Yeah, you're weird.
So, not the card you want to have in your hand. You definitely want to be dredging it.
Correct.
I mean, you can cast it. The deck can cast these cards.
It can, but it's when you're playing 2 mana for a 1/1 flyer, it's not what you want to be doing.
No. It looks like he did cast a...
Light from the Loam. Brought back a bunch of lands.
Did they settle the wreckage? No, that seems bad. I'm trying to figure why the Prize Amalgam died.
Oh, I'm not too sure. Is that a Condemn?
It's possible. Oust.
Oust, okay.
Blue-white decks do play Oust.
Yes.
I believe that. I was trying to figure out the art. I believe that is an Oust. Yes, it looks like the art.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely an Oust.
Yep. Put target creature on top of its owner's library, second from the top. And they gain 3 life. So you definitely see a lot of this as a 1-of in the blue-white decks.
It's another good card with Field of Ruin.
Yep.
Michael, well, blue-white generally plays for Field of Ruin, and what's great about Field of Ruin over Ghost Quarter, or even Path to Exile, is that
they have to
search.
Uh-huh.
They don't have to find, but they always have to search, and they always have to shuffle.
I did not realize that the first time I played against him. It was just the guy Field of Ruin me, and then he stared at me, and I was just like... Yep.
What do I do? I have no basics left.
Technically, he's supposed to remind me to shuffle.
Yes.
So he did draw that Field of Ruin there. But I think he dredged anyway, so I don't think it really would matter.
Yeah, Oust is probably not the best card in this matchup.
No. Path to Exile, very good, though. I
Path
feel
to
like he's
Exile,
kind of just looking for a Terminus.
Yeah. Because putting them all on the bottom of the library is definitely better than the graveyard. Or even on top of the library.
Does have that. The flashback burn spell. Conflagrate.
Conflagrate.
This is usually how they'll kill him, though. You kind of get the incidental damage and... Conflagrate. So another one of those cards, not very good when you're casting it from your hand. But from the graveyard, you can flash it back for 2 red and discard X cards to deal X damage.
It's kind of a pseudo combo with Life from the Loam.
Yes.
Bringing back 3 lands, then discarding up to 3 lands plus whatever to do a bunch of damage.
Yes.
Big attack. Does Noah have the... Or does... Noah's not even playing anymore. Does Michael have the... Settle the Wreckage? There's another, sometimes one-up that they play. It looks like just double path.
Does not. I think he was going to try to activate the Escanta. But there was no way he could cast anything of value off the Escanta here. So pays for both of the pack. He can still use the Escanta at the end of turn here. Even if he sees a Terminus with that, he can always hardcast it.
Hardcast it, yeah.
Or I think he does have an opt in his hand, so he could always brainstorm with the Jace.
Yep.
Put that on top on his opponent's turn, opt.
Because
it's the first card drawn that turn.
Correct. He also has a Cryptic Command in hand, which one of the modes is draw a card.
Yep.
So if worse came to worse, it could just be a 5-mana flash Wrath.
Not as good as the opt or the Quicken Wrath of God, the 5-mana Wrath.
Quicken, draw, Wrath of God,
Yep.
play Wrath of God into turn.
There's the Conflagrate.
Might just pick off this Jace here. We'll see
Discarding.
what Ariel wants to do.
2, 3. 3 cards.
Now, Conflagrate, let's look at that one again. Because, yeah, it doesn't just... It's not like a...
You can divide it.
Yeah, normal X red spell where it just does damage to one target. This one you can divide it between any number of creatures and or players.
Yep.
And with the new,
Planeswalkers now.
yeah, I'm saying the new errata is probably just says any number of targets.
Yep.
So you can choose to do 1 to Jace, and then the remaining to Michael.
Yep. So not a very good Escanta there.
You're just finding Mana Leak?
Yes.
Not the best card against the deck that doesn't play anything.
I mean, you can use it on a Conflagrate, technically.
Sure. A little too late, though.
So yeah, no sweepers here. I'm interested to see what the number of Terminuses he's playing. Like, some play 3, some play 4. So yeah, I'd be interested to see the number. I'd be surprised if he was not playing. I mean, I guess, unless he's playing like the Gabriel Nassif version, where he was only playing like 1 Terminus.
Well, Michael named his deck Miracles, so I'm pretty sure he's on.
He could have a Terminus and a Entreat the Angels, and then it is Miracles.
It is Miracle.
Plural.
We'll probably see a Cryptic Tap Team draw card coming up.
Opt first, see if he hits that Terminus.
That's fair. Opt for that Terminus first. Well, it's
not
not
a Terminus. You're probably going to bottom it, yep.
Yeah. He was thinking about
it. Oh, he gets there.
Got it off the scribe.
So there we go. That is why you play Ops over Steer Missions.
Right. Yeah, most lists don't even play.
No, most of them are just playing 4 Ops. I mean, it was kind of a split for a while. They were playing kind of like 4-2, then it was 2-2. Now it's just 4 Ops.
4 Ops, yeah. Definitely where this deck wants to be, having the instant speed, especially with the Terminuses in the deck. So
now this is kind of what the deck wants to do. It wants to kind of turn that corner here, where it can and the Mana Leak. So we do see the flashback, Faithless Looting getting Mana Leaked here.
Okay, use it when you can.
Yep. Mana Leak, one of those counter spells that was it kind of fluctuates. It's super popular, and then it's bad. Like Tron being good right now makes it pretty bad.
Yeah.
Alright, so it does take another Opt here. Did well from the previous turns.
No. Yeah, Ariel does not have any other play, so it's starting to look good for the.
So now this is always the thing with blue-white, is now you got to figure out how to kill your opponent.
Right.
I mean, I feel like Michael's turned the corner.
Yeah, he has the Colonnade, but he never wants to tap out to attack.
Teferi is a card he's probably going to look for at this point. Another Jace.
Jace would be pretty good. At this point, or at least if last turn he played a Jace, he would probably want to start Fate Sealing just to end the game at some point. Welcome everybody to the stream. If there's anybody watching, let us know what you think. Let us know what your favorite playmat is. Let us know what favorite color of wire is your favorite. Anything. Always up for discussion.
Or you can tell us which deck you would like to be on this side of the matchup here.
Oh.
I personally like the Miracles version. Dredge is a deck I have owned and have never played it in a tournament. Mostly just because, of this.
I know. It's Dredge and a lot of graveyard decks I like to play, but I'm not good at organizing my graveyard well.
So Ari's kind of seen enough here.
Writings on the wall, yep.
So I mean, we'll get confirmation here on the play, but I'm fairly certain that Michael took that one. They're just kind of saving time here because kind of an inevitability at that point. Let's bring in the Baneslayer and the Lyra. Probably bring in the rest in pieces here.
It's funny how
reinforcements.
So before Lyra, Baneslayer had not seen any play for quite a while. Then people started playing Lyra, remembering that, oh hey, Baneslayer is a card.
Well, actually, Baneslayer was being played first.
Well, no, yeah, that's exact. But it hadn't been played for quite a while until Lyra came out, and people started playing Lyra, realizing that they've already had Lyra all this time. And now with Lyra and Baneslayer, it's if you get them both out, I mean, pretty much win the game anyways. But
I'm interested to see if he does play and Entreat the Angels, because that is, I mean, you're 5/5. Not that you need a 5/5 compared to a 4/4.
They all have lifelink.
But the lifelink, exactly. Right. The lifelink is a relevant thing here. So
most decks don't play Entreat the Angel. I actually do like the one Entreat the Angel.
I like the one Entreat too. I feel like if you're going to do that, though, you definitely need the 3 copies of Jace.
Right, yeah. 3 Jaces, 4 Terminus, 1 Entreat. 1 to 2 Teferi. I like 2 Teferi, but I don't know if that's going a little too high on the mana cost with things. This is me personally. Anybody in chat wants to disagree, they can definitely say anything they want.
There's a lot of foils in Michael's deck here.
It all shows the love of the deck when you start foiling it out.
So now Dredge typically is another one of those decks that plays Leyline of the Void. Are you bringing that in against the Miracles deck? Or
No.
do you figure they're probably going to be bringing in Rest in Peace anyways? So
Yeah.
you probably not. They maybe play 1 to 2 Snapcasters.
Yeah, I don't know how many Snapcasters Michael's playing. He didn't even see any Snapcasters that first game. You can always assume that they are, but bringing in Graveyard Hate against Snapcasters is never really where you want to be in any matchup, really.
I typically a lot of lists I've seen are playing like 2 Snapcaster mages, and then they're playing 2 to 3 Rest in Peace in the sideboard.
Right. So. It's an easy swap out if you're only running 2 Snapcasters. Yep. Take them out, put in the Rest in Peace.
Now this is kind of where Miracles is up a game. Now they kind of just take that defensive role here.
Yep.
They're trying not to lose.
That's pretty much it.
And I think I did see him board out a Teferi and a Gideon Jura. So kind of 2 of the win conditions, if you will.
Well, he brought in also the 2 Angels,
yes.
too, so... Definitely great at mucking up the board. Then when you start
How
swinging...
great would it be, though, if Baneslayer had Vigilance?
I mean, it has lifelink and flying and...
Which mode do you think it would... I mean, what if it had Vigilance but not lifelink? Do you think it'd still be as good?
No.
Okay. Basically be a bigger Sarah Angel?
Yeah. I think the fact that it has, lifelink is what makes it really, really, really powerful. Each swing that you connect is a 10-point difference.
What I find funny is there is that Scred Dragons deck kind of running around right now, where the protection from demons and dragons actually could matter.
The claws actually could matter, yes.
They cannot shoot it with, not that it would kill it, but they could not shoot it with a Glorybringer.
Nope. Well, Glorybringer would also tap, but yeah, you can't shoot it with the...
Well, it exerts.
Oh, sorry, I was thinking of the other dragon that does 1 damage to each flying creature, and then taps them.
Or is it the RIP?
Well...
R.I.P.
That was a good game, Ariel.
I mean,
he does have threats in play.
I was gonna say, yeah, you have to expect it, though, so I feel like you're going to have like your Nature's Claims and things being brought in. So.
Yep. I see a Celestial Purge in Michael's hand.
So, if I'm Michael, I'm purging that Amalgam on my turn.
Yeah. Looks like he cast a Cathartic Reunion. Less good when you can't dredge it.
Timely reinforcements here.
Very timely.
There's 3 1/1s, represented by little pink dice.
They're tiny soldiers.
Is he triple lock?
He does. Okay.
I like it.
I
like it.
Yeah.
That's probably why he didn't venture getting the tokens.
Yeah.
Gotta kill himself faster here. Stinkweed him. Now, Supreme Verdict here would just put the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, I think so. He drew another prize amalgam, but I don't believe he has any blue mana.
So we're gonna opt. Oh,
looking
for the Terminus.
Nope.
No Terminus.
It's like he's taking 2 in the air, huh? Well, he can purge. Yep, purge the Stinkweed him.
So just all the sideboard cards, all the hate.
Yep. Putting Michael down into a healthy 20. Oh, now he's at 19.
We're Lyra.
Okay, yeah, we're done here. All right. GG.
And we're done. All right, so Blue White Miracles definitely taking up a game over Dredge here. So yeah, we will, I think it's pizza break time here for everyone, so we are probably going to head back at round number 3 for you guys here. So for anyone hanging out, thanks for joining us, and we will be back shortly. Viking Knight chair. All right.
We're professionals here at Heroes Welcome in Menominee, Wisconsin.
All right. Welcome to round number 3. We do have some Mill versus Counters Company. So I knew Travis was playing Mill tonight, so I'm definitely glad he's doing well. He's 2-0 right now. I always like to watch Mill. Mill has been an archetype that I've always liked since playing Magic.
It's
one of those decks
an
though
archetype.
where it almost gets there.
The problem with Mill is that essentially instead of doing 20 damage to your opponent, you're trying to do 60 damage.
Well, you have cards that deal 10 damage.
That's true, and plus
13.
Your opponent is also drawing cards and
Yep.
fetching lands and stuff like that. So.
All right, so both Mill players on Mulligan, I believe.
Travis is thinking.
Quadruple Archive Trap.
All
Surprise
right.
to the bottom here. See who's on the play. I think Nick scried to the top. Or he's thinking about his scry. Okay, he's thinking about his scry. So scry's to the bottom. So a Verdant Catacombs. Travis with a Scalding Tarn. Fetching here. Most likely an island. Probably a Hedron Crab.
That's pretty good.
You know what that does?
Yes, it's a landfall.
We'll see if that's what he's playing. I don't imagine it has a lot of plays on turn 1.
Whenever you play a land, they mill the top 3. I don't play a lot of Magic, but I watch a lot of Magic.
See a lot of Mill.
There's some famous streamers that take a lot of money for people to send them bad decks to play.
Alright, so let's see what he leads off on here. It is the Crabs. Let's pull it up for you here, guys.
Crab. I don't know.
So here we go with the Hedron Crab. So 1 mana 0/2 landfall. When a land enters the battlefield under your control, target player puts the top 3 cards of their library into his or her graveyard. So it's kind of that incidental mill.
Yep.
It's not one of your big cards, but it's definitely...
No, with fetch lands, milling 6 a turn definitely helps with your other mill effects in your deck.
Yep, and Nick is playing the Counters Company here, so he's trying to assemble the Vizier of Remedies and the Devoted Druid.
Yep. And he already has the Vizier of Remedies out, which is definitely the first one you want to play first.
Actually, you want to play the other one first,
Yeah, you're right.
because of the Summoning Sickness.
Never said I was good at Magic, I said I watch a lot of Magic.
So there is the 2/1. If 1 or more -1/-1 counters will be placed on a creature, you put that many -1.
Yeah.
So with the Devoted Druid, well, you explain here, Brent, while I pull it up here.
Sure. The Devoted Druid is 2 mana 0/1 and taps for green, or you can put a -1/- counter on it to untap him. Well, now, the Vizier of Remedies says that whenever your -1/-1 counter would go on, you do that -1. So then it essentially says put nothing on him to untap him, so now you have unlimited green in your mana pool.
So now with that unlimited green, he can use the Duskwatch Recruiter.
Yep, Duskwatch Recruiter. With unlimited green lets you search for, or look at the top 3 cards of your library, put a creature to your hand, and so you can just essentially search your library for a creature, and most of the time the creature is a Walking Ballista.
Yep.
Again, unlimited mana, so arbitrarily large amount of mana. So then you can make it a 53/53, beat the opponent for 52.
So it looks like there was a Surgical Extraction cast on Court of Calling
Okay.
from Nick here. So no more chords for Nick, so we'll see if he had that Vizier in his hand here. So that's what you'll see usually out of this, out of the mill decks here, is they'll mill a lot of cards and then they'll use Extirpate Surgical Extractions to get rid of the cards in the graveyard.
Yeah.
So you're milling and you're also exiling the cards too.
Key cards.
Another one, can you tell me what this card is up here, Brent? What card did he just cast?
Mesmeric Orb. Whenever a permanent becomes untapped, that player puts that many cards from the library into their graveyard.
Yep, and it is both players.
Both players.
So
Yeah, this one is symmetrical.
Yep. Well done. I did not think you were going to know that card. All right, so an attack for 4 here, I believe. Down to 8. So kind of doing that tertiary plan of the beatdown here. It's Travis
Sometimes you
Mills
just got to
here.
do the beatdown plan.
Probably going to be forced to block with that Hindering Crab here shortly.
Pretty soon, Travis is down to 9.
Pays 2 for an Augur Bolus.
Augur of Bolus, huh? That's kind of a spicy number.
I like it. Does it make sense if you're looking for instants or sorceries here? So I did not catch what he took there, but when it comes to the battlefield, you look at the top 3 cards of your library. You may reveal an instant or sorcery from among them, put them into your hand, put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order.
You know what the second greatest thing about this card is? It's a blocker.
It's a 1/3.
It's a 1/3.
Those are all 2s.
Actually, yeah. The Vizier is a 2/1, especially can't attack. The other guy is a 2/2, so they'll just bounce off each other.
Yep. Let's untap. Got the trigger here. So Mills 3, Devoted Druid, Duskwatch Recruiter, and another bird. So if he has another extirpate or a surgical, that is the target. I don't know if Travis knows the combo, however, though.
Well, Nick is very far away from the combo right now, so if Travis doesn't know, he doesn't, or even if Travis does know, he doesn't have to worry about it for quite some time.
So it does cast the Kitchen Finks here. So now we are a Viscera Seer away from Infinite Life.
That's right. Though, infinite life doesn't really matter when your opponent's just trying to mill you out.
So can you tell me why that would give Infinite Life? So what's the other combo here?
You said it yourself, it was the Viscera Seer.
So I'm saying, what would cause how did they gain the life, though?
So, with Kitchen Finks, it has an ability called Persist. And when it dies, it comes back into play with a -1/-1 counter. And again, Zero Remedy says, we're going to take one of those away. So now your 3/2 comes back as a 3/2, no persist, or still persist, but no -1/-1 counter. Viscera Seer, excuse me, is a cheap creature that you can sack other creatures with, or other creatures too. So now you sack your 3/2, comes back into play, you gain 2 life, doesn't have the -1/-1 counter, you can sack it again to gain 2 more life. You also have unlimited scries, so now you can search for
whatever card you want to have on top of your library,
right.
basically.
I know the older decks used to play Madcap. Oh, what was that creature? Is that 2 in black and red?
Oh, Murderous Redcap.
Murderous Redcap. I don't believe these lists play them anymore.
They do not. The double black was just way too early.
Right, yeah.
Because, yeah, you could... you can definitely play this as a splash color with your birds and your thing. Yeah, him having the double red or double black.
Right.
He was nice, though, because he would kill an opponent.
You also can't Collected Company into them.
Yep.
Which is a big deal.
So, Shelldock Isle. Do you know what that card does, Brent?
Man, so that one has that Hideaway, and I believe, actually I don't remember, I know what Hideaway does. You can you look at the top 4 cards, and put one in, or exile it.
So the way you trigger it is for 1 blue and tap, you may reveal the card without paying its mana cost if a library has 20 or fewer cards in its graveyard. So he's definitely getting to that point here.
Yep.
Another Augur Bolus.
Holy smokes.
That is a Phyrexian Crusader up there as well.
Phyrexian Crusader?
Yes.
Oh, Travis, you're a good guy.
I love it. So
that's main deck, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's pro red, pro white.
Yeah?
Pull it up here for you guys.
Also, if your opponent's going to gain infinite health, you have another out.
First strike.
Pro red, pro white.
I mean, you can't kill it with any of the removal spells in
You
the
can't
format.
lightning bolt it. You can't path it.
Yep.
You can fatal push it, but again, that one has to have revolt.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely not a bad choice in his deck.
Okay.
Breaking and Entering, one of my favorite cards.
What does that one do?
8 mills the top 8 for a blue and black. So it's kind of a mini
Okay.
glimpse. Alright, so mills 3 from Nick here, and he has that fetch land, so he can definitely mill 3 more. Ooh, Glimpse the Unthinkable. This is the card that made mill players very, very, very happy when it was printed here. So Glimpse the Unthinkable, blue and a black. Target player puts the top 10 cards of her library into their graveyard for 2 mana.
For two, a blue and a black, 2 mana.
This card was like $30-$40 for a long time until it was reprinted. Now, casual players.
I was just gonna say, yeah, it's definitely a casual player staple.
Now we don't have a count on Nick's library here, but I'm guessing it
looks
pretty low.
The graveyard is starting to look taller.
What the card under the Shelldock Islands here? So
Right.
Archive Trap or a Glimpse the Unthinkable
Ooh.
would definitely be the card he's looking for under there.
Yep.
So he's fetching here. No land found. Interesting.
Uh-oh.
Interesting.
Well, he's also been milling himself too with the
I guess
board.
that is fair.
So he
That
probably
is
just
fair.
milled himself out of fetchable lands.
Yep. That is the price you pay here. So a collector company, a land, and a forest here.
And forest happens to also be a land.
Well, I couldn't think of the land that it was, sir.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
10
Looks
cards.
Like, 10 or 11
It
cards
activates
left.
the Shelldock Isle into a
Glimpse,
archive trap.
He can pay it without playing its mana cost
Yep.
because of the
And that is the
Isle.
game. So Mill doing what Mill does. So we'll pull up Archive Trap for you. Not the typical way you see this cast here. So it's 3 and 2 blue. If an opponent searches his or her library this turn, you can pay 0 rather than paying its mana cost. So typically you see it cast in like response to a fetch land.
Yep.
Court of Calling in this instance. Target opponent puts the top 13 cards into from his or her library into his or her graveyard.
for 0 mana if a player fetches.
Yep.
Which in a way kind of makes it 14 because if you're fetching, you're already taking a land, taking a card out of your library, and now you're milling 13 cards.
Yeah, so I mean, I feel like Nick is pretty much just trying to assemble his combo as fast as possible.
Yeah,
And hoping that the mills don't just hit all of his combo pieces.
that's right. If anybody's watching us, let us know what your favorite name is. I'm curious what people think about that. Tell us your favorite brand of vanilla ice cream. If you like Haagen-Dazs.
I thought you meant favorite.
Honey?
I thought you were going to say favorite flavor of vanilla ice cream.
Oh, which is your favorite flavor of vanilla?
I mean, I guess there are different. There's like a homemade vanilla.
Sure.
There's a French vanilla.
Yeah.
There's
yep.
vanilla bean.
Yep, and there's like plain great value
There's a
vanilla.
cherry vanilla. Great value vanilla. What is it like?
That's just
generic-
the most generic vanilla.
No, I think there's like a R family vanilla. That
Mm.
sounds a little bit worse.
From the dollar store.
Yep. I don't know if I would eat a pint of ice cream from a dollar store. I have had energy drinks from dollar stores.
Yep.
Yep. It tasted like you were drinking a watered down dollar bill.
It tasted like you're drinking a dollar
Yeah.
energy drink.
Carbonated dollar bills.
No, actually, I almost killed in the first round, but the second round I lost.
So Nick's bringing in Sin Collectors at least here.
So I was wondering, sometimes I've seen players against Mill just shuffling all 15 cards.
There was actually a discussion about that in between rounds about if that is correct or not. I've never seen it done. Doesn't seem like a terrible idea. I guess it would depend on what side. If your sideboard cards are just absolutely dead, maybe, but
It really depends.
It seems. I mean,
a lot of
I
those
feel like you're diluting your strategy, though.
right. A lot of those sideboard cards you don't want to see in the first place. Though, granted, now you're starting at quote unquote 75 life instead of 60 life.
It's an interesting strategy. I don't know that I would do it. It is something like players who play like 8-rack. Your opponent always wants to be on the play.
Your opponent
always wants to be on the draw.
If you're playing 8-rack, or 8-rack rather, you always let your opponent go first.
Yep, because they want to draw an extra card.
Correct.
So there are different strategies. I don't know. I've not played against Mill a lot, but I mean that seems like an interesting strategy.
Travis said he wanted to have the 4 Archive Trap against the Fetchland deck. He has a chance here.
So you see a Surgical Extraction here.
It's pretty good against the deck that has specific combo pieces.
And there's a Headroom Crab. And there it is, Mr. Crab. I think it has both pieces of the combo.
Oh, I see that, yep.
Alright, well, his Eclectic Company... No way to... I think he has a...
I see a Eclectic Company, but that's
Dutch
still...
Watch Recruiter, too.
You do, or did?
I think I see a Dutch Watch Recruiter.
Oh, okay. If you see a Dutch Watch Recruiter, then that's GG.
So, Glimpse here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So now, if this is where I would be looking for a Duskwatch, or a...
Zero Remedies?
No, the other one. Devoted Druid.
Oh.
And just ripping off that...
well, the Devoted Druid was already in play, so you would want to...
Oh, sorry, the Vizier, yes.
Yeah.
You're correct. So yeah, now he will see the combo here.
Yep.
So now Travis can play around it here.
Nick is going to search up the...
Duskwatch Recruiter.
Duskwatch Recruiter. You remember now he has unlimited green floating, so... Yep. Now he's just gonna quickly show him.
Yep, because he's gonna keep going 3 cards until he hits Walking Ballista.
Did he? Oh, I was gonna say.
Yep.
What if he discarded it to the Glimpse? That would have been fun.
Then he could just go get Eternal Witness.
Fine.
Yeah, he would just mill till he sees an Eternal Witness.
Yeah.
Eternal Witness back the.
That makes sense. Well, now that Travis knows how this deck works.
Yep. Hopefully, like I said, I think if he would have Surgical Extracted the Viziers,
right,
he would have won that game.
Yeah, I mean...
but yeah, he obviously doesn't know.
Right.
I don't think he'd ever seen the combo before, so... Definitely think he's going to bring in more of his removal here, or graveyard removal.
Extirpates?
Yes.
Surgicals?
So he's asking him to see the combo here. Definitely an advantage that I found. I've been talking to a friend of mine at work about it. He's not a big fan of watching Magic. I love watching Magic. I think I learned... I mean, like, some players only like to watch their deck be played.
Yeah.
I like watching all of the decks because, like, with this, like, the knowledge of what your opponent is playing is so, like, it's so priceless. You can't even put a value on what it is.
Yeah.
Like, just knowing how the decks work. It's such a disadvantage to sit down and not know what your opponent's doing.
Yeah, if you're sitting down, your opponent's playing some kind of weird jank deck that you've never seen before, and you just lose out of nowhere when, you know, two turns ago you could have done something, but you didn't know.
Yep.
Having that prior knowledge...
Yep.
Helps out a lot. Like if Travis knew about the combo beforehand and had the, you know, mindset to, hey, I should get rid of Vizier Remedies now.
Yep.
There's no way for him to combo out.
Yep.
You know, Travis probably would have ended up winning that game.
Yep.
And so just the little bit of knowledge that you can learn from just watching Magic,
Yep.
Definitely can go a long way if you want to become a professional Magic player like myself for Robert.
And you know where they can watch Magic every Friday night?
www.twitch.tv/Heroes Welcome.
Yes. Definitely you can watch. I mean, we have a lot of a lot of the kind of tier 1, tier 2 decks in Modern here. We have a lot of players playing that. But we also have a lot of players who show up kind of with the creature theme decks, your elves, your goblins. So yeah, you don't necessarily have to show up and have the $1,000 deck.
We're showing a mill deck right now, and Travis is 2-0 right now, and so the deck is good, and the pilot is good. So you have all sorts of decks, and if you wanna in chat, if you want to tell us what deck you want to see, we can see if it's being played, and we can try to show it.
Yep.
Just let us know.
Yeah. Also, like I was gonna say is a lot of players don't like to necessarily play at some of like the bigger tournaments and things like that because you don't want to lose to this really expensive deck and things like that. The nice part about coming down here, it's $5 for you to play. You play 4 rounds. You're guaranteed a promo and pizza and pop for $5.
Yeah, for $5. Again, the pizza and pop alone.
Yep.
And the owner, John, is a great guy. And he always orders enough so everybody gets some. So you're paying $5. So you get pizza, you get soda, you get 4 rounds of Magic, you get a promo. You do well, you get packs.
Yep. No, it's definitely a great time. You guys should, if you're listening, if you're watching, you guys should definitely come hang out with us Friday nights at 5:30.
Everyone's welcome, Menominee, Wisconsin. USA Earth.
There's the glimpse. And 10. Let's see what we got here.
You see
the Vizier there, so yeah. If Travis has that surgical, I feel like you want to just fire it off.
That's
right
right.
There.
It says, see, this time he had the knowledge of it.
That's exactly what we just talked about. That knowledge of knowing what your opponent is doing is you cannot put a price tag on it.
That's right.
The one thing about surgical, though, and I was telling Gary this a couple weeks ago, is you have to find all of the cards.
Yeah.
So if you go through the deck and you only say he's playing 4 Vizier, and you only find 2 of them, that's on you.
Also, too, and this doesn't happen much, it happens more online, but you choose the card in the graveyard, and then it says to exile all copies in the graveyard library hand. You can still
forget to
exile the one in the graveyard.
Yep.
Like I said, it comes up more on Magic Online, but it can happen in paper, too.
And this is a good chance for Travis to kind of look through the deck, too, and kind of see what other cards there are. So Nick has a Scavenging Ooze and a Collected Company, and then I think he does have that Devoted Druid in hand here. So, but yeah, that's definitely 2 of the combos now are eliminated. So the Kitchen Finks and the Devoted Druid now are just value creatures.
Yep. So Nick pretty much just has to play a value green-white deck.
Yep. The combo is no longer there. Now, say he would have gotten rid of the Devoted Druid, that is still that life gain.
There's still the life gain.
But the Vizier was probably the best card to get rid of there.
Yeah.
And the old woman getting feisty with her staff.
Oh boy, she's quite noble.
Yes.
I did see Nick with the he just about played it almost with the
Gavany
Township, and so that definitely helps with the.
We'll see what kind of mill here. I think he has at least one other glimpse or a breaking and entering. I saw in his hand here. I think he has both. I think he has a glimpse and a breaking and entering. So that's 18 cards here.
That's 18 life essentially. I think again he just wants Nagra Bolas to.
Yeah, I mean getting that blocker down is definitely worth it.
Though it's not really good against Scavenging Ooze. That Ooze is going to have plenty of food in the
Nick
can
eat his own graveyard here. So
also, it kind of turns off the rest of Travis's extirpates.
Yep.
Because now,
whatever card he targets.
Yeah, whatever card he targets, Nick can just exile it.
Alright, so I'll pull up breaking and entering here for you guys. Kind of a weird formatting on the card here.
Whoops.
But the breaking side is the side he's playing here. It says target player puts the top 8 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. So kind of that mini glimpse the unthinkable here.
Yeah, there's a couple less than glimpse, but it just kind of glimpse 4 through 8. Sorry,
yeah, it's pretty much
5 through 8.
It's pretty much just
I'm a math professional.
Beat down with the Scavenging Ooze here. So even just that Augur for a turn.
It'll gain him life.
Yep, it's going to gain him life here.
Essentially.
Sin Collector coming down here. So I guess to take a look at the... gets a Drown in Sorrow. You know what that card is?
This is where my knowledge of Mill is.
I also
kinda
think that there's
dwindling.
also a funeral charm.
Funeral Charm.
Not
does
funeral charm.
things.
What is that card? Mind funeral.
Mind Funeral.
Pretty sure that is a mind funeral. Let me pull it up here. Yes, it was a mind funeral.
And I think that's what he exiled with
Yep.
the Sin Collector.
So 1, a blue and a black. Target opponent reveals cards off the top of his or her library until they reveal 4 lands.
Okay.
So definitely a way where you can get a lot of cards milled to the graveyard here for just 3 mana. No third land for Travis here though. I think that hurts him a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, he has that Phyrexian
Surgical.
Knight. No, he had the Phyrexian guy.
Oh, Phyrexian Crusader.
Crusader, yeah.
Oh,
he
he does hit
definitely
the
wants
third
to-
land here. So yeah, he'll have to go kind of low here to do it though.
Oof, yeah. The non-black fetch land. Oh, he's going to play an Augur.
Yep, so the
That's
Augur
fine.
buys him a turn in it, gets him hopefully a mill card here. Oh, oof. So now Archive Trap being known is not quite as good
It's when you know about the trap, it's less good.
though. And yeah, I mean, Nick really doesn't need more mana. But it could be a card he could forget about at some point though.
He could. So Nick's not really one to forget cards.
Ooh, and the Township.
There's the Township, yep.
That's really good there. Now, does he Township here? That's the question.
I don't think he chose to
He has a
Township.
Coco in his hand too, though. So I think
That's
Coco's
probably a better play, yeah. Coco Collecting Company does not search the library.
Mhm.
It only reveals, or you only look at the top 6 and you reveal 2.
Travis down to 8 here. So now at this point, it's 5, 7. With the activation of the Gavany Township here at the end of turn, it's lethal.
See if Nick sees that or if he's just going to play the Collecting Company.
I mean, either way, I feel like it's going to be lethal here.
Yeah.
You can kind of wait and see what your opponent does here. So
And because he can still, he can play the Collecting
yeah, you can make either
Company,
one
untap
of
it,
them in
and
the
just-
turn here.
Yeah.
I think the company's more value though. Wait, I would probably cast the Collecting Company.
Mm-hmm. Drew another breaking, I think.
So this is the thing I've always disliked about Mill is Travis has milled him 30 some cards here, and is probably going to lose the game still.
Yeah.
Yep, and there's the Coco. So I mean, unless he whiffs here, he has a bird and a Dustwatch. I think he has 2 Dustwatch recruiters here. Oh, Eternal Witness must be one of them here. And Travis really can't afford to fire off that Surgical for 2 life. Unless the target is
Well.
really good.
You still can't, though, with the Noble Hierarch still untapped.
Oh, you're right. You are correct. I mean, I guess he could target whatever card he's targeting with the Eternal Witness.
Right.
So then Nick would have to then change his target. Because he could eat it with the Scavenging Ooze.
Well, Nick would
So
choose...
Nick could choose a bad target.
Yeah.
Travis could then jump to Surgical that target, and then Nick could be like, no, I'm choosing this one instead.
Well, I think it's kind of like with Surgical. I think with Eternal Witness, you still choose the card. Then he's going to eat the card, so you don't get another target with Eternal Witness. Either way.
I guess that's fair, yeah. Either way, it's kind of a moot point.
Yeah.
So now he can just Gavany here and attack, and it's pretty much over.
Well, he'll have a chump block on the bird, or on the ooze, rather.
So he blocks on the Ooze. I guess he doesn't have enough mana, so be 3. Yeah, so that's enough here. Chump block there, Gavany's, and that's lethal.
Yeah, 369, yep.
Yep. All right.
Game.
Travis did say to me beforehand that he has not won on feature yet, and the curse
We
of the
jinxed
feature
it.
match holds true, Travis. We
jinxed
apologize.
Sorry, Travis.
All right. We're going to see if we can get a match moved over. Otherwise, we will see you guys back here for round number 4 from Heroes Welcome in Menominee, Wisconsin.
Hello and welcome to round number 4. Oh, they switched places. I'm sorry about that, folks. I will get this fixed in just a minute. So we're in round number 4. We got Michael Spartz, who is actually on the right, playing Blue-White Miracles. And on the left, we have Nick Kiszer, who is playing the Green-White Company deck from last round. Looks like Nick Kiszer is taking a mulligan. I already missed half the action, but it looks like Nick played
He played a bird here, planes. Looking for that terminus here.
well, he passed. Michael looks like he passed the Devoted Druid on turn 2, which is a good call.
Into the search for Escata. That is a Shalai, Voice of Plenty.
Excuse me?
Yeah, go ahead and search that up here. Shalai. This is another one of those combo enablers here. So it is 4 and 2 green. Boy and 2 green. You can put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. So it's kind of another way to filter that green mana through.
Yep. Yeah, it's if unlimited mana, you can add unlimited 1/1/1 tokens on your creatures.
Yep. On each creature, and he kind of, like I said, he kind of offers as that hexproof for you and planeswalkers you control. Doesn't matter now; it's dead.
Wrath of God doing its work.
There we go. Get the borders correct here for you guys. And there we go.
We're on the ball today.
Well, one of us is. One of us is.
We are sitting on a ball. Oh, and there's the powerful planeswalker Teferi, hero of Dominaria.
He is going to be the hero of this game. So I mean, I don't think you'd really draw that up much better. So he had turn 1 Path, turn 2 Search. I mean, something of non-consequence on turn 3. Turn 4 Wrath, turn 5 Teferi.
Yeah.
Seems pretty good.
I'm pretty sure if Michael wanted to stack his library, it would have been exactly as it's been going right now.
So I think he just plus the Teferi. I don't think he even minused it at this point. Draw a card and then untap the 2 lands here. So Basically, Teferi only costing 3 mana most of the time.
Essentially, yeah.
So yeah, a lot of times you'll see players, they'll cast the Teferi, untap the 2 lands, and then have Logic Knot up. Or Mana Leak, remand, depending on what your counter speed
Have to
is.
exile
Yep.
sometimes.
Oof. So a Miracle Terminus.
Also pretty good against the persist
Yes.
creatures. It's amazing how the bottom of the library is kind of a better place. You'd think that putting cards back into their library and they're just going to redraw it again anyways.
Yep.
Like, no, it's better than in the graveyard most of the time.
So I feel like the window that Nick needs to win this game is early on.
Right.
Otherwise, the matchup gets pretty tough the longer. I mean, obviously, Control wants to go long. So he casts the Field of Ruin, or you activate the Field of Ruin, and now. Okay, so a Logic Knot here.
Yep, so Field Rune on the stack.
Yep.
He Nick cast Collect Company, which before the land could come into play,
Yep.
Nick would have to, or Michael would have to respond, which
Yep.
he had the 2 lands for Logic
So
anyway.
he had
it didn't
all
too
of the
much.
answers for that play there.
Yes. You bought him a Field of Ruin, and now he's flipping that Escanta.
Yep. And you can see that when a control player starts speeding up like that. And now it's looking rough. And he's
Also, he's
yeah,
facing.
yeah.
Okay, Nick.
Yeah,
Nick sees the writing on the wall. He knows to pack it up, pack it in.
Let me begin.
Let us begin. Showing him the Mana League, the Tension Sphere, the backup Planeswalkers.
Yeah, I mean, once you get a Jason and a Teferi out and you have mana untapped.
And your opponent has no creatures.
Yeah, I mean,
your creature deck doesn't have any creatures out.
Yeah, I mean, Nick could have played the game a little bit longer. Obviously, the game wasn't over, but I mean,
Nick
in all
has
sense of things, it was over.
Nick has like a 1% chance of winning.
Yeah, he could have sat there for another couple turns.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was pretty much over.
Right.
All right, so Nick probably going to bring in those Sin Collectors again.
Yeah.
That we saw last game.
Yep.
Michael probably bring in like the Baneslayer and the Lyra again.
Probably
like a Dispel.
Yeah, Dispel.
Against the
it
Collected
stops-
Company and the Cord.
Yeah. I actually don't know if he brings in the Lyra and the Baneslayer this one. It's good against the creature plan, but if your opponent's just going to gain unlimited life or
I guess you don't want to have
deal
a 5
unlimited damage.
You don't want to have a 5-drop stuck in your hand.
Right.
So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if he brings them in or not.
Nick thumbing through the sideboard. It looks like he's bringing in 5 cards. Now, I'm interested to see how much of the combo he leaves in.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to figure Michael's probably going to bring in Rest in Peace.
Right.
It's not great against them, but I mean, it does shut off their Eternal Witnesses. It shuts off the Viscera Seer combo. It shuts off Kitchen Finks recurring from the graveyard. So, I mean, it's definitely not a bad card.
It stops the Kitchen Fink combo.
Yep.
But it doesn't actually stop the unlimited mana with Devoted Druid
Yep.
combo.
So I guess you can maybe bring in like a copy of Rest in Peace.
Right. I think it's good enough for you probably want 1. I think 2 is too many, but I could be wrong. Michael knows his deck better than I do. So.
Like I said, he's very good with the the control shells here.
Absolutely.
Alright, well, unless Nick can pull something out here, we might be trying to move a match over here.
Oh boy.
Nick taking a while to see what he can sideboard out here. The players are good friends. I mean, they're definitely talking it over. It's always good to kind of play against a friend. It's good and bad. It's good for the fact that you're going to have an enjoyable game. You have that banter, which is always nice. Bad for the fact that one of you has to lose.
Yeah.
We used to drive to the cities to play every once in a while. There was 4 of us who would drive up, and first thing we do is we get there is you play against one of your friends.
Yeah, it was.
It's like we just drove an hour
30 people, 35
to play
people.
against your friend that you could play against at home.
Yeah.
If
you win, you feel bad. If you lose, you feel bad.
Yep.
It's just to feel bad.
Now, here's a question we've always kind of asked. If, say Brent, you and I are driving to a 200-person PPTQ in the cities, and we get paired up against each other round 1, do you play, or do you take an intentional draw with your opponent?
Round one, I think you just play and just
Crush that one person's,
well,
one of the people's hopes and dreams for the day?
pretty much. There's still a chance of the loser
I know we've always talked about
going
it,
through,
but I've never actually had that come up.
not yet. Also depends. If it was like me playing against you, I'd probably let you win because you have a better chance of getting to the top 8 than I do.
I don't know about that.
How many of us have almost gone to a top 8?
You.
You.
It was a long day.
Look, we're not that good at Magic, but we talk about it and we watch it. Isn't there a saying that?
Those who can't do teach.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. That's what we're doing here. Those who can't do commentate.
All right, so here we go for game number 2. All right, so I feel like Nick's chance of winning this game is turn 1 Noble, turn 2 Devoted Druid, turn 3 Vizier.
I mean, that's pretty much his hope is
And
to get the turn 3
have
combo
no
and
interaction.
Michael somehow having no interaction. Exactly.
Yeah, and I think that's why Michael's mulliganing here is he does need kind of that path
Right.
or a counter on 2. Because, yeah, without that path to exile, he really has no way to interact with it.
Right.
And it looks like Nick does not have the combo in hand, I don't believe.
Yeah, I think in general, this is a good matchup for the Miracles deck, a bad matchup for the Counters Company, so...
Definitely can steal a matchup here, though, or steal a game here, though.
Oh, absolutely.
Is he on 5?
I believe he's on 6.
Okay, I didn't see the 6 card there.
He's keeping the 6, and I think he's scryed to the bottom.
Alright, so Forest, go. So Nick looking to kind of take a long approach here. He's got that Selfless Spirit on turn 2 here.
Selfless Spirit used to be a lot better when...
People weren't playing Terminus?
Yeah, when people were playing like the Force Supreme Verdict / Wrath of God. But now that they're higher up on the Miracle version...
Clicking all over the place here.
Oh boy.
There we go. 1 and a white for a 2/1 with flying. The text that is relevant here is sacrifice Selfless Spirit. Creatures you control gain indestructible until end of turn.
Yeah, it's definitely good against the Wrath of God and Supreme Verdict, but it does nothing against
Alright, so he does have
the Miracle
the
one.
Devoted
I
Druid.
Can't remember the name.
Terminus.
Terminus, thank you. Yeah.
Not Entreat the Angels.
Not Entreat the... it's pretty good against Entreat the Angels. Actually, it'd be pretty bad against Entreat the Angels.
It could block an angel.
It could.
So yeah, he does have the... He has the Vizier in hand, but not wanting to run out there.
Well, you see your control players sitting there with open mana.
He has the magic number. He has the 4 mana here. For, now, Cryptic, I think I would have went for it. I mean, he very well could not have anything to do with the mana, though. I feel like I would have went for it with him on 3. It forces him to have exactly Logic Knot.
Right.
Now he can have Logic Knot, he can have Cryptic.
Yep, gives him a lot more options.
He has to be careful here, though, because what most likely is going to happen here is Michael's going to fetch, and we're going to see a Collected Company out of Nick if he has it. Which is just Michael. Yep, Michael's looking for. See, he knows. Like we talked earlier about knowing your opponent.
Yep.
So he saw the play there of, all right, if he has Collected Company, he's going to cast it now because I don't have Cryptic mana.
Right. That's why he paused, but
yep.
Looks like Nick does not have the Cryptic Command or the Collected Company.
And like we said, that's all about knowing your opponent. All right, so 5 mana here. So if he has a Teferi, this is a good turn.
Is he just going to slam the Teferi?
Slam the Teferi and it leaves him.
I mean, he knows. Well, I guess He doesn't know, but he's pretty confident
I
that...
believe it's a... No, timely.
Oh.
Alright. Alright. Life doesn't really matter against this deck, but I mean, blockers
It
is always
does, but blockers are good, yes.
good. I mean, yeah, they can kind of value you out. Alright. Ooh, a Sculler here. So a Sculler actually is a really good draw.
Yes.
Because it helps him kind of protect. But he only has one white.
So he can't play it.
He does
and
have a
then see
Temple
what's
Guard in his
open.
hand, though.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know if he has anything for the mana here, but if he does, definitely lead on the Sculler. You take the counter, unless he has double logic.
Right. You see if the coast is clear.
Spell Snare. Alright, so,
Okay.
and so now if he has the Vizier into something to do with the mana, he wins here.
I believe he just said go.
Yep, just said go.
Because now it's Michael's
Yep.
turn.
So that was definitely the turn.
Yep.
But like I said, most likely it does not have anything to do with mana, so there's really no point in getting him out there and having them susceptible to a Wrath.
Right.
Block with a Colonnade here? Yep. Oh, I like it.
Well, Nick shows that he has the Vizier.
He has the Vizier. He's thinking he's showing this like, I have it,
Yeah.
but I have nothing to do with the mana.
Could be the case. Well, he has the Scavenging Ooze. He can eat all the graveyards.
Eat all the graveyards. Yep. That's what he's gonna do.
That looks like that's what he's doing.
Yep.
Yep.
So yeah, Nick with any number of green mana that he ever would want for him right now.
Yeah, and
now he is hoping there is not a Terminus,
nothing.
a Path, a Wrath, a Detention Sphere, a Teferi, and there's so many answers that could come off the top here for Michael.
Well, dodge the Terminus. Looks like a
All right,
Ghost
so
Court.
passes back here. Court of Calling would be the best draw here. Yep, cycles the... You just make a green here.
Oh, yeah. Good guy Michael telling him that too. Just use your 1,000,000 green mana to draw a card.
Now Nick could Maelstrom Pulse the tokens away. It doesn't really matter though.
Get an extra 2 points of damage in.
So Michael will never have a graveyard here.
Nope.
But yeah, still hoping to dodge any number of cards off the top. Alright, here we go.
Still no Terminus.
Reaching for some mana here though. 4 mana. Cryptic?
Is that the Jace?
I can see
Maybe
Jace,
Cryptic?
Yep, Jace.
Alright.
So Jace bounced the Devoted Druid probably.
Well, that doesn't really do much. You could just play the...
It buys him a turn though.
It does bite him a turn, yeah. Summoning Sickness that I always forget somehow.
Nope, he's just going to brainstorm.
That. That's
Sets up
understandable.
a Terminus. Looks for a Supreme Verdict.
If worst comes to worst, he can Ghost Quarter himself to shuffle his library.
And, yep, Ghost Quarters him. Ghost Quarters away the Gavany Township here.
Okay.
So we have 2 search effects here. Probably just going to shortcut us though. Okay, he has no more basics. Nope, they're just going to let him know.
He's just reminding him.
Yep.
Search for a basic if you want. Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
There we go. I figured at least play 3 forests. See if we drew the path here. Yes, so
Looks
the
like,
brainstorm
yeah.
got him the path. So now this would be the bad beats here if he draws a chord this turn.
Right.
Yeah, I think you go up to the Vizier. There are less copies of them.
less copies of them, and
Oh, although there is, I would have probably went for the Devoted Druid because he can't win off his top.
right.
I guess though he would need 2 cards to do it because he doesn't have anybody to do with mana anyways. Collected Company though, he has a Collected Company into exactly Vizier Dustwatch Recruiter. He could win the game.
Yeah.
So I think you'd want to go for the. I mean, it's a corner case, but I think you'd want to actually hit the Dustwatch Recruiter or the Devoted Druid there.
But the Devoted Druid also doesn't have a power.
Yes. So, see what he drew here. The Eternal Witness. I would Maelstrom Pulse that Jace. Alright, so a Eternal Witness. Sculler, maybe? Maybe you could. I guess you could maybe go for the Selfless Spirit. Try to get some damage through. He does have the Colonnade still, though.
Worst come to worst, could also just get the Gavany Township.
Yep.
Just start pumping up his crew. Nick's is in pretty good shape as long as he can just avoid that Terminus.
Yep. And looks like he's going to pick up the Selfless Spirit. So he's kind of hoping he doesn't hit a Wrath now at this point.
Yep.
So he's going to play it here.
Well, Wrath would be great if he plays that Selfless Spirit.
Yep.
Just the Terminus is the nail in the coffin.
And
Oh, yep, there's that
Maelstrom
Maelstrom Pulse on
Yep.
the Jace. That's pretty good. He plays the Selfless Spirit. Well, Michael's got to be careful. Nick might have the Archive Trap.
We did not get to see an Archive Trap into a
I
fetch
know.
land, unfortunately, though.
No, we got to see cast off the Isle.
Shelldock
Isle, yep.
Did you think coming tonight that you were going to see an Archive Trap cast off of a Shelldock Isle activation?
I mean, no.
And that's why you should come join us at Heroes Welcome on Friday nights, and you could see that too. Or you could just hang out with us and watch it. We like that too. Alright. So passing back to Nick here. I mean, he's got to have at least a Cryptic in his hand, I feel like. I think you just attack with your 2/2s. I mean, right?
Yeah, it's, if he blocks the Eternal Witness, fine, but then you're still getting a bunch of damage through. He does not attack with the Selfless Spirit, though.
Well, he's going to activate the Colonnade.
I suppose. I forgot about that Colonnade.
The Selfless Spirit's very valuable, so I mean, I
Right.
can understand him not wanting to attack with that.
Yeah.
Checking the Scavenging Ooze here.
Yep.
Still think it's I don't think you want to block the Scavenging Ooze here because you do not want to trade your Colonnade away. I think there's 3 creatures in the graveyard. There's at least
there's the Scholar.
a Sculler, at least. It's got to be at least enough to where he's not wanting to risk a trade.
Yeah. And it looks like a bunch of lands in the Scholar.
Yep.
And that Maelstrom Pulse.
I'm interested to see him not block the Scavenging Ooze then.
Right. And he still
comes up pretty far ahead there.
Right, yeah.
Goes to 12. No Terminus still. Michael has been pretty lucky with his Terminuses, though. Another timely.
Oh, he's at
Timely.
12, Nick's at 13, so
Yep.
now Michael is up to 16, gets 3 more blockers.
Yep. Control doing what Control does
Yep.
best and just kind of buying its time. Definitely frustrating being on the other side of it, though.
Yes. Looks like Nick is just gonna start
Munching
growing
away.
his
Problem is,
Scavenging
though,
Ooze.
like you said, that's 3 turns of blocking.
Giving control 3 extra turns is never a good thing.
Drawing another Gavany, though.
Well, that's pretty good.
But again, it's still one turn, one sweeper away at this point. Yep, just throwing a token away. I've got a bird and a razor verge thicket, I think, in hand here. Holding it in his hand. I like holding the land. Making me think you have a cord.
There's the terminus.
Oof.
Woof.
That's rough.
Oh, the stack, just think like first and last. Okay, so the thing is on the bottom.
He does lose his 2 tokens.
Yeah. But like,
That is rough for the conference company player.
Yes. No, just start attacking with Colonnade, yep.
Now, I feel like the corner has been turned.
Yeah. I mean, it was pretty much just inevitable. Is whenever Michael drew the terminus.
Yep. Now it's just kind of a matter of how long Nick wants to play the rest of this game.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a string of events that...
And there's the dispel.
There is a string of events that matter to where he could win, and it needs to be involving collected companies resolving.
Yes.
There's the attack. Down to
He's
3.
Down to 3, yep. There's one more draw.
Another Coco here. Even the Coco I don't know. Oh, and he plays the Lyra, so he did bring the Lyra in.
Okay.
Another Coco into a Cryptic, maybe? No cards in hand, okay. I feel like it needs to be a bird. Needs to be one of the card he hits here. Ideally, it would be Eternal Witness and a combo piece. Probably a Devoted Druid would be the cards I would want.
Yeah.
Because Eternal Witness would get back bird. That looked rough.
And I saw the...
Walking Ballista.
Well, that doesn't...
Yep, and he extends the handshake
It
here.
was just...
Alright, so Michael Spartz takes it in 2.
Holy smokes. Yep, off of Terminus, which we figured that's what was going to happen, is beat down, and Terminus is just the nail in the coffin.
Yep. Yep, and especially that Dispel hitting that collected company, the value is just so great there.
Yep.
Alright guys, we are going to see if we can move a game over here for you. Just give us 1 second here, we'll see if anybody's going to game 3. Otherwise, we'll be back for a wrap-up.